Welcome. I'm Andrea, and this is the Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel where I put out videos each week to try and help other Reiki practitioners succeed at offering Reiki to more people. Also, if you're just new to Reiki or trying to find out more about it, there are videos here on this channel for you as well. In addition to the YouTube channel that I am dedicated to, I'm also now teaching all my Reiki classes online. And I have to say, I just love that. And the students have just rave reviews for the whole online learning experience. There's just nothing lost at all with online Reiki classes. That means I'm spending even more time with technology. And I've had some questions come in from viewers asking me about the technology that I'm using to create my videos and ensure that my online classes are going well. In this video, I'm really going to concentrate on the YouTube channel and what I've learned as I've gone along. I didn't even watch YouTube, so you're probably watching this and know way more than I did when I first started. My intention was to create content to be helpful for practitioners and also the Reiki curious. The first tip I want to give you is you can totally just use your phone for the videos. You don't really need to go out and buy, fancy webcams or something. But I used my iPhone in the beginning. That's one of the things that I did. But here is a pro tip. If you're going to use your phone, point it so this side shows to you, which is a bummer, right? Because you want to be able to see yourself on the screen. So our tendency is that we would sit like this and video ourselves so we can see ourselves in the frame, so that we could make sure that we're in the frame, and if we're moving, whatever, that we can see ourselves. So it's nice to be able to do that. But the downside is the camera that will be working to record you from this side is not up to the standard or the quality that this back camera is. So right off the bat, if you start using this, you're doing yourself such a big favor because the resolution will be a lot better. One thing I did buy, though, was a tripod. I really needed to be able to have my phone at the right level for me and tilt it if I needed to. And so I got one of those. And I'll put some links down in the comment section to let you know all the stuff that I bought, because it might help you decide or narrow down all the choices that are out there. The tripod that I bought from Amazon lets me do this. And so I put my phone right in here. Oops, I know I'm kind of not right in the frame here, but what it does is it squishes your little camera, your phone in there like this, and you just screw it down like this. It's got different adjustments for tilting and things like that. But you'll notice here that the tripod's pretty adjustable. And so to make it higher or lower, you just do that. You get it right where you want. Now, a great other tip that I can give you is that you want the camera to be a little bit higher than your eye level. You want to be able to look a little bit upward because it's just more flattering on camera if you're looking up, if your chin's up, and it helps, your neck and chin look a little bit better. So you want to be able to look a little bit upward in your shot. It also helps with your posture, helps you have your shoulders back and not hunched over and looking too tired or anything like that. Now, remember, my tip was to have this side of the camera facing you. And that presents a bit of a problem, right? Because you don't know where you are in the frame, and how do you're going to hit record over here and then go sit down and then have to go back and look at yourself. So it's a big time waster, right? And so what I discovered, because I have this is an Apple Watch. What I discovered is something so cool. I already had the Apple Watch and I have the Apple phone. So on your apps, what you can do, you can put your little watch on like this, and you can put your camera apps on here. You open that up, and guess what it does? It shows you the screen on your camera. So your Apple Watch becomes a remote. So you can get in your shot and get yourself all situated the way you think you want to be. And then when you're ready, you can hit record. Another thing that you can do in photo mode is you can take photos of yourself with your watch from your phone. So you just hit the button on your watch and it takes the photo. So that's really good for thumbnails. So you can just sit there and smile and be taking little photos of yourself for your thumbnails. And then you would get up then and change it to video mode and then go back, sit down, again, use your watch to see where you are in the frame, get it all set up, and then hit the record button and you're good to go. When you're all done, you can either get up and hit the button on your phone or just use your watch. So that's another really cool tip if you happen to have an Apple setup like I do. All right, then sound. Well, I have an Apple phone, so of course I need an adapter. It seems like everything Apple, you have to have adapters for everything. This thing that I've got is a microphone, and this is called a lav mic. I think it's short for lavalier or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'll put a link to this down below too. And this is the kind of microphone that you just clip on. And this is great because what it does, it offers much stronger, more robust, fuller sounding audio in your videos. Oh, so you would plug this in and then this would plug into your phone. Okay, so that would be your setup. So you've got video because you're using the better camera there on this side. Now you've got audio. And this is good because it's better at picking up you and less background noise. Because I don't know about you, it's a struggle where I shoot in my home. I have a lot of noise. And I mean, there's a truck going by right now. So probably you've heard background stuff in my videos. I do my best to try to get that out. But you know, it's the real world, right? So we just do the best we can. So this microphone is pretty good. And the one that I have here, this is actually my second lav mic that I bought. And this one I like better because the cord is like 20 feet long or something. So if I want to, I could set up a Reiki table and I could have a webcam shooting me from across the room. I could still use this microphone. Now I've graduated from this setup and now I use a Blue Yeti and you can see it right here. And I don't want to touch it because you'll hear it through the video, but I use a Blue Yeti now. Now that I'm teaching online, this is just a much better quality microphone, but you don't have to run out and buy that. They're, more expensive and all of that. This setup can totally work for a beginner. And then as you get more into things, if you're like me, then I just keep buying more stuff to try to make the videos a little bit better or a little bit easier for me to work with and edit. And that's maybe the next thing that we can talk about. Once you take your video, then what do? You'll need to edit it because everybody needs to edit their videos. You never do it and it's perfect. You always have to make some changes to it. In the beginning, I used iMovie because it just came along with my iMac computer. And it's a kind of a basic film editing program. But I have to say, it really fit the bill for me for a long time. I did have to come up with some workarounds for some things that I wanted to do that it couldn't do on its own. So then I had to use Keynote, which is another Apple program, kind of like PowerPoint. So then I had to learn how to use Keynote to do what I wanted to do. Every step of the way, though, I was just Googling on how to solve the issue that I was up against or searching on YouTube. There's so many videos out on YouTube to help you use YouTube successfully as a creator. I guess the bottom line of what I'm saying right now is if you don't know how to make a channel, if you don't know how to video edit, if you don't know how to take the video and do the audio and all that very well, it doesn't matter. Just start doing it and learn as you go. If you waited, if I waited until I understood it all and how to do it all the best and then invested in what I use now, if I waited all that time, you wouldn't be watching this video because I would have never been on YouTube by now. It would have just been too overwhelming. So my advice to you is just start. You can always improve on things, but unless you start, you're just not going to have a channel or you're not going to have a voice out there that could help people. So don't let your fears or your feelings of overwhelm about the process get you down or discourage you. Just start. In the early days, too, I used a green screen, and I'll put a link to that one down in the comments, too, but I don't use it anymore. Since then, I have redone this whole room, but in the early days, I didn't really have a good space, behind me. You need to be able to control the lighting. You need to be able to film any time of the day or night that you want to. So you don't want to probably rely on daylight. I've had some videos where the window was open and the clouds, it was a windy day, so clouds would block the sun and then it would let the sun shine. So it was very distracting. I felt later when I watched the video back how the lighting was changing a lot, but I just didn't know. It's just a rookie mistake. And I think if your content is good, people will put up with some stuff. Your rough around the edges stuff, they'll put up with that to a certain degree because your content is good and it's worth it. So focus on the content. On the subject of lighting, it's super important because it can just make or break your video. So you'll need good lighting. And again, I'll put links down below for what I have found that works for me. I have LED lighting. I'll show a picture of that to you right now. From this angle, you can see what I see when I'm filming videos for you here on YouTube or if I'm teaching my Reiki classes. Notice the two square LED lights that are positioned above my computer screen. And my newest change that I've made in the video making process is a backlight. And it was really in teaching online classes that I saw the need for this because I was looking at myself more than what I do when I make a video. And what I mean by the backlighting is this. You can see right now, it gives a different look, right? And I decided I like it a little bit more like that. I've been talking mainly about how I started and what I was using at the beginning. And I'll fast forward a little bit. I usually don't use the lav mic anymore. As I mentioned, I have the Blue Yeti now that I use. And another thing that I don't use anymore is my phone. I don't really use that anymore to film. What I used after my phone was a webcam. And I even have a couple of these now. When I teach online classes, I use this camera. This is my computer camera. And I have an iMac Pro computer now, and the Pro model has a very good camera. In the days before my iMac Pro, I would use a webcam, and then I would take my videos with that and then edit those. So it was kind of a step up from my phone. The other cool thing was the tripod that I showed you with the phone. One of the pieces unscrews, you can put this right on. So then you have this on the tripod. Very cool to use. And then also for my online classes, I will use this on the tripod if I need another shot. I will use this one to instruct my students. And then I'm on Zoom with my students. I can switch cameras and it can be showing the Reiki table that I have in the other part of the room where I can demonstrate hand positions and things like that. How do I capture the video though on my computer? I use either QuickTime is what I used to use, but sometimes that can be a little bit buggy. I've just got a new app for my iMac Pro, and that is called Filmage Screen. Filmage Screen. How about that? Anyway, it was $30 though to unlock all the features because I wanted to do HD. I now use Premiere Pro for my editor. And let me tell you, it is Pro for a reason. There are so many different things in that video editor. It's really confusing. They have really good tutorials though that I've been going through and learning. This is a time-consuming endeavor if you want to have a YouTube channel. I mean, at least for me, it has been. Maybe it would be a lot faster for you. I don't really know. I'll get different ideas about videos, and I just keep a list. It's actually on my phone. I use the Notes app, and I will just jot down or type in ideas for videos. Sometimes my students will ask me questions. I put those in there if I think that would make good videos. Anytime the idea strikes you, record that because you'll thank yourself later when you're like, what kind of video am I going to make? You can reference that and go, oh yeah, I had that great idea. And that's one reason that I welcome you to put down in the comments section any ideas that you have for videos, because I do read all of those. I always keep up on my comments. I always reply. We've got a little community going here, and I want to support that. I want to support you in your own Reiki practice or learning more about Reiki. I can't tell you how much things have changed on this channel just since I started last spring. Lots of different equipment, lots of different software, microphones, all of that kind of thing. But, everything changes and evolves. We learn as we go, and there's just no downside at all to that. If I've left something out, please ask me down below in the comments section. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd ask that you do and be more of a part of our Reiki community here online. Thanks so much for watching. And of course, I wish you the highest Reiki blessings.